quiet risks that build over years. If you are past 60, there is a good chance the choices you make from sunrise to bedtime are shaping your brain's future far more than you realize. Stroke seldom arrives like a thunderclap without warning. In my clinic, I most often see it grow out of small, comfortable routines that feel harmless, yet nudge blood pressure a little higher, thicken the blood a little more, disturb sleep a little longer, and slowly strain the delicate vessels that feed the brain. I am not here to frighten you. I am here to hand you a clearer map. Once you understand which everyday habits magnify stroke risk and how to swap them for kinder alternatives, you can tip the odds back in your favor quickly. As you read, notice where your own routines appear. If something sounds close to home, do not feel blamed, feel empowered, because small changes, repeated gently, protect both heart and brain in ways large treatments sometimes struggle to do. If a point resonates, share it in the comments. And if you want steady, senior-friendly guidance each week, subscribe to Health 365 so you never miss practical steps you can use the same day. Now let us begin with the pantry and the plate. Because what looks convenient on the shelf often becomes high pressure inside your arteries. 1. Processed comfort foods that quietly raise pressure, packaged meals, deli slices, instant soup, heat and eat breakfasts, crackers that seem innocent with tea, even microwave popcorn that feels light, all share two problems that matter more after 60. They carry salt. Your kidneys no longer clear as briskly, and they are cooked in or accompanied by fats that stiffen vessel walls. Blood pressure climbs most easily when sodium is hidden, and processed products hide it well. A frozen dinner can deliver more salt than your arteries should see in an entire day. A small handful of pretzels can exceed the target for a full breakfast. The result is not a dramatic reaction. It is a slow tightening of the system. You feel fine, so you repeat the choice, and the pressure remains a touch too high. Day after day, year after year. That is how risk accumulates. The fix is not complicated. Turn one store shortcut into a home shortcut. Roast your own turkey breast on Sunday and slice it for sandwiches. Keep low sodium beans, olive oil, lemon, and herbs within reach. So a 10-minute salad replaces a packaged bowl. Swap salty chips for sliced cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, or air-popped popcorn without extra salt. Even one change per day lowers the total load enough to move numbers in the right direction. Which salty staple do you know you could trim this week? Share one idea below so others can borrow it. Up next is a habit nearly everyone underestimates because the harm is quiet at first. And the cure is both simple and free. 2. Too much sitting and too little motion. A still body invites sluggish circulation when muscles do not contract. Vein. Push blood upward less effectively, and pressure regulation grows clumsy. I see it in patients who feel a little unsteady, a little short of breath, or a little older than their age. They do not need marathons. They need gentle, regular movement. 30 minutes of light activity most days changes the chemistry of blood vessels, improves insulin response, and teaches the nervous system to keep pressure within a safer range. This can be a neighborhood walk, a round of gentle chair exercises, easy yoga, or dancing in the kitchen to one song per hour. If your joints complain, water aerobics or a stationary bike with low resistance is kinder. If energy is low, split the half hour into 3 10-minute pockets. The goal is not exhaustion. The goal is circulation. Have you found a simple movement you enjoy enough to repeat? Your suggestion can help someone else begin. Next, we will look at a healer many people neglect until it is gone, even though it quietly protects the brain every night. 3. Poor sleep and unsteady nights. Sleep is not a luxury. It is maintenance. During deep sleep, heart rate dips, vessels relax, and the brain clears metabolic waste. It does not need fragmented nights, and short sleeps keep cortisol higher. Blunt, the normal nighttime drop in pressure and increase morning surges when strokes most commonly occur. With age, sleep grows lighter, so we must help it along. Keep naps brief and early so night sleep remains inviting. Get daylight in the morning to set the clock. Move your body during the day. Make your room cooler, darker, and quieter. Using blackout curtains and a fan for soft noise, create a steady wind-down rhythm that could include a warm shower, gentle stretches, soft music, dim lights, or a non-caffeinated drink. Keep screens out of bed. Every improvement in sleep quality reduces inflammatory signals and steadies pressure. 2 of the most stroke-relevant metrics I follow. In the next section, we will discuss a morning ritual many people love that needs only small adjustments to stop it from agitating both pressure and sleep. 4. Caffeine taken too often or too late. Coffee and tea can be part of a healthy day, but dose and timing matter more. After 60, caffeine briefly raises heart rate and can tighten vessels. Several cups piled through the day, especially into the afternoon, elevate pressure, disrupt sleep, and perpetuate a cycle of fatigue and more caffeine. The correction is not deprivation. It is boundaries. Keep to 1 moderate cup in the morning after a little food and water. If you enjoy the ritual later, choose decaf or herbal tea. Avoid energy drinks altogether. Watch the sugar and flavored creamers that add extra strain your system does not need. Many patients who trim caffeine after lunch report better sleep within a week and lower morning readings within a month. If you have tried cutting back, tell us what helped. Now we will address 2 evening choices that seem harmless, yet disrupt the very repair work you want your brain to do at night. 5. Overdoing fluids or alcohol before bed. Hydration is essential, but front-loading water during the day prevents the night of bathroom trips that splinter deep sleep. Aim for your last glass 1 to 2 hours before bed, then only small sips if needed. Alcohol is trickier. It may make you drowsy, but it suppresses the restorative phases of sleep, raises nighttime blood pressure in many adults, and can trigger early morning spikes. If you drink, finish a small serving with dinner and skip it near bedtime. Replace the late glass with an herbal tea. Over several weeks, most people sleep deeper and wake steadier. Next, we will turn to stress, a quiet amplifier of pressure that yields to very simple tools. 6. Carrying stress into the bedroom. When you lie down with a racing mind, your body carries the day's chemistry into the night. Cortisol stays high. Heart rate stays fast. and vessels stay tense. You do not need hours to change this. 5 minutes of slow breathing. A brief gratitude, a page of light reading, a warm bath, or gentle stretches. Tell your nervous system it is safe to downshift. If a worry keeps looping, write it on paper with a small next step and place the page outside the bedroom. This simple act often lowers the head noise enough for sleep to begin. A calmer night sets up a safer morning. Speaking of what you bring into each day, many senior plates are comfortable but low in the fibers and minerals that keep vessels relaxed. Let us fix that next. 7. Low fiber and missing minerals. White bread, mashed potatoes, white rice, processed meats, and soft, easy foods feel familiar. Yet, they lack the soluble fibers that lower cholesterol and the minerals that relax arteries. Add fiber gradually with oatmeal, beans, lentils, vegetables, pears, and apples. Bring in potassium and magnesium through leafy greens, pumpkins, seeds, beans, yogurt, bananas in modest portions if your doctor approves, and nuts. Without heavy salt. Calcium from dairy or fortified alternatives supports both bone and vessel function. These additions are not exotic. They are everyday foods chosen with purpose. Even 2 upgrades per day shift blood chemistry in your favor within weeks. With these 7 daily patterns addressed, we can now turn to the 30 minutes that matter most. Morning is when pressure spikes occur, when blood is thickest after a night of quiet, and when the smallest choices make the biggest difference. Here is how to protect your brain as the day begins. A sensitive half hour that deserves a plan. In older adults, the first half hour after waking is a fragile interval. Blood vessels transition from night mode to day mode. Hormones climb, and dehydration from hours of sleep makes the blood a little more viscous. You can lower risk dramatically with simple, repeatable steps. We will walk through 8 habits that take minutes, cost little, and collectively reduce morning stroke risk in a meaningful way. As you read, picture your own routine and imagine where each habit can fit. 1. Do not launch out of bed. When you leap upright, blood pressure can drop suddenly, a phenomenon called orthostatic hypotension. The brain notices a brief shortage of blood, and in people with stiffened vessels, this can trigger dizziness or even a transient ischemic episode. Change the sequence. On waking, take 2 slow breaths, wiggle fingers and toes, roll your ankles, sit up and pause with both feet on the floor. Stand only after you feel steady. This takes 60 to 90 seconds and prevents countless falls and faint spells. If you have felt morning dizziness, mention it to your clinician. It is a clue worth exploring. 2. Drink water immediately. You have not had any fluids for 7 or 8 hours. Before coffee or tea, take 8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water. It thins the blood slightly, supports kidney filtration, helps medications absorb, and can quiet the fog many people assume is age. Keep a glass or bottle on the nightstand so the habit is effortless. If you like a bit of lemon, that is fine, but plain water is enough. 3. Keep breakfast low in sodium. Morning vessels are more reactive. A salty first meal can drive pressure up easily. Avoid cured meats, packaged soups, instant flavored oats, and cheese-heavy plates at breakfast. Choose plain oatmeal with fruit, eggs with sautéed vegetables, whole grain toast with avocado slices in appropriate portions, yogurt with berries, or a simple smoothie with spinach and seeds. Use herbs, citrus, and spices for flavor instead of salt. Read labels with an eye for total sodium. Keeping breakfast under 300 to 400 milligrams sets a calmer tone for the day. 4. Time your coffee smartly. Coffee is not forbidden, but it is friendliest after water and a little food. One moderate cup is enough for most older adults. If you enjoy a second cup, make it decaf. Avoid loading coffee with sugar syrups or heavy creamers that agitate metabolism. Caffeine on an empty stomach spikes adrenaline and tightens vessels. Caffeine after a small breakfast raises alertness without the same pressure surge. If you rely on several cups to push through fatigue, consider that your body may be asking for better sleep or more hydration instead of more stimulant. 5. Respect warning whispers. If you wake with brief slurred words, facial droop, fingertip numbness, sudden weakness, odd vision in one eye, or unexplained dizziness, do not wave it away. These can be transient ischemic attacks, the brain's gentle tap on the shoulder before a larger event. Log the time and symptom and seek medical advice. If symptoms persist beyond a few minutes or include severe headache, call emergency services. Early action saves brain tissue and preserves independence. 6. Take medicines on time with water. Morning blood pressure medications are a shield during the most volatile period of the day. Skipping or delaying them lets pressure climb unnoticed. Build a system you cannot miss. A pill organizer by the toothbrush, a phone reminder, a sticky note on the coffee maker, or a smart speaker alarm all help. Swallow pills with water, not coffee, to avoid absorption issues. Never change dose without your doctor, even if numbers look better. Often they look better because the medicine is working. 7. Do not delay the bathroom. Holding a full bladder stimulates stress hormones that raise pressure and can trigger irregular rhythms in susceptible hearts. Go soon after you wake, ideally before coffee and screens. This tiny act lowers an avoidable morning surge. It also prevents straining, which briefly spikes pressure as well. Think of it as the day's first kind choice for your vessels. 8. Move gently and wake your circulation. After the bathroom and water, give your body a short walk and a simple stretch. 10 to 15 minutes around the house, down the hall, or up and down the driveway is enough to open vessels, deliver oxygen to the brain, and smooth the transition from night to day. If you prefer to stay indoors, march in place while the kettle warms, then loosen the neck and shoulders that often compress blood flow after a night's posture. Slowly roll the shoulders forward and back. Tilt the head gently toward each shoulder and hold for a count of 5. Avoid sudden twists. These movements take 3 minutes, reduce morning tightness, and help many people feel clearer and more balanced. If you own a home blood pressure cuff, take a reading after you sit down from your mini walk. Record the value in a small notebook or app. Patterns across days are more informative than any single number, and they guide smarter conversations with your clinician. With these morning habits in place, you have buffered the riskiest half hour of your day. But you can go one step further by feeding your arteries the minerals they prefer. A mineral nudge at breakfast, 2 quiet allies help vessels relax. Potassium balances sodium and encourages kidneys to release extra salt. Magnesium helps the muscular wall of vessels unclench. Together, they reduce pressure variability. You can get both without pills by building breakfast with foods like spinach folded into eggs, pumpkin seeds sprinkled on oatmeal or yogurt, a small bowl of unsweetened yogurt with berries and a few almonds, or a slice of whole grain toast with a thin layer of avocado if your doctor has not restricted potassium. If you take medicines that affect potassium handling or if you have kidney disease, ask your clinician. Which options are right for you? The goal is not a perfect menu. It is a steady pattern that calms vessels instead of provoking them. Bringing the pieces together, you do not need to chase every tip at once. Pick 1 or 2 changes that feel easy this week. Maybe it is water before coffee and a slower rise from bed. Maybe it is a salt-to-savvy breakfast and a short porch walk. As those become automatic, layer in a neck stretch or a nightly wind down. Use a pill organizer. Place your blood pressure cuff where you will actually use it. Let the routine carry you. That is how risk drops. Not through heroics, but through ordinary choices honoring the biology you have today. A second sweep through the same morning with fresh eyes. Consider how your day might feel if you rehearsed a gentle script. Wake. Breathe twice. Drink water. Use the bathroom. Stretch the neck and shoulders. Take medicines with water. Eat a low Overdoing. Mineral-aware breakfast. Enjoy 1 cup of coffee after food. And walk for 10 minutes. None of these steps are dramatic. Combined, they reduce morning spikes, improve clarity, and build momentum for a calmer afternoon and deeper sleep at night. If you already practice some of these, say which ones below. When seniors share what works in real homes, others follow more easily. When to seek care now rather than later. If you experience sudden weakness on one side, facial droop, difficulty speaking, vision loss in one eye, to severe headache, unlike anything before, or a loss of balance that does not ease, call emergency services immediately. Minutes matter. If you notice repeated brief episodes that resolve, report them soon. Those are often warnings you can still act on. Do not wait for a routine appointment. If something alarms you, your next 2 steps, choose 1 salty item you can replace today and 1 morning habit you can add tomorrow. Write them on paper and place the note where you will see it tonight and in the morning. Small promises written down tend to happen. Tell a friend or family member what you are changing. Accountability turns intention into action. If you found any of this useful, like the video and subscribe to Senior Health 365 for weekly guidance designed for older adults who want to stay steady, independent, and sharp. In the comments, let us know which habit you will start with, or share a trick that helped you remember medicines or enjoy water in the morning. Someone reading will copy your idea and be safer for it. A closing reminder from a cautious doctor. The first 30 minutes of the day are not an emergency. They are an opportunity. Protect them, and you protect your brain. 1 glass of water, 1 slower rise, 1 low salt breakfast, 1 small walk, 1 organized pillbox, and 1 moment of calm breathing amount to a safer circulation than any single supplement I could prescribe. You have earned a life with fewer alarms and more ordinary good days. Build it with the quiet habits that your heart and brain love most.